Good Saturday morning, everybody. This is Diane, and I sewed together the peacock journals last night, but I have some finishing details to do. One of those things is to make a few tags. Yesterday I was about to start stamping on the pages of my journals, and I went downstairs and got the mail, and this lovely peacock stamp was in the mail. My friend Cindy had told me she was going to be sending me a peacock stamp. Thank you for getting it to me right in the nick of time. So I did stamp it on a page in each journal, but now it's so long and I just thought it's perfect for a tag. So now I'm making tags. I cut this eggplant colored cardstock into 2.5-inch strips and then used my tag punch and punch the top. I wanted it to be kind of glittery and goldy, so I used my gold embossing tinsel, which looks very pretty, but you lose a lot of the detail. You see all the detail in those feathers? And you don't get that here. So then I did it again with just my Stampin' Emboss detail. So this is good to be used on detailed stamps, and look at the difference. So then I did 2 smaller tags, and I have one of each of those size tags to make. I liked this dark purple, thought it was pretty with the gold, and then I thought, well, you can't write on it, so I have these strips of leftover, cut-offs from this grid paper. Perfect size. I just cut it to the right length and I will glue them on for journaling. So I am going to, whoops, we don't want the black ink. We want this one. This is Versamark. It doesn't have a color. It's just a wet ink. You could do lots of things with it, but in this case, I am just going to emboss my peacock. You can't even see that, can you? Okay, you can see it a little bit. But while it's still wet, I will pour on my embossing detail powder. I put a folded piece of paper underneath it. So that I can get the powder into the crease and then just pour it back into my container. These powders last a long time. I've had these for a long time. Of course, I don't use them a lot anymore. I used to use them frequently when I was making cards. Have my heat gun here. Look at how dull it is. And then you melt it. Don't want to get the heat gun too close to my hand. It is pretty hot. Isn't that pretty? I'm using my little Bohemian flower stamp to do the smaller tag. Thank you so much, Cindy. That peacock is a wonderful addition to these journals. I think you can still buy embossing powder in the stores. I haven't bought any in years because I have a lot of colors and they last a long time. I'm not sure if that's melted there. It's a little dull right there in that spot. That's better. I've done it before when I was in too much of a hurry and one spot didn't get melted, and then the powder just brushes away. And then if you melt it too long, it kind of bubbles up. So you have to do it in between, just right. So there we go. I will add some fibers to the tops of these before they go in the journals. The other thing I want to do is make something with these Gelli Prints that I did. So I cut this one the right size to fit into a belly band in one of the books. And then I just corner punched the edges. So it's a nice sturdy paper. It's my really nice copy paper, so I could leave it the way it is, even with the marks on the back. But I think that I will back it with something. I have this lightweight cardstock that I could back it with, and then you can see the corner punches through it. I'm not going to punch the corners of the cardstock because I think it would be really hard to line it up. So I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to stamp some journaling lines on the back. I didn't measure this paper, so I'm just going to mark it out. I did set up my new little cart to replace my, I hope you can hear me, I'm turned away from the camera. I'm cutting my card. I replaced my TV tray stand in here with this little cart on wheels with the lid on top, and I love it. It works great for using it to cut my, keep my cutter on, and I can wheel it around. It's definitely better than having a tray that tips over so easily. And plus I have some storage in it. So I have this large journaling stamp from Stampin' Up. It's called Writing Notes. I'm not sure what year it was. It's not in the catalog anymore. Might be able to find it on eBay or something. So I'm just going to stamp some lines on that. Sometimes the best way to do these large stamps is to lay your paper on top of it. Try to get it straight. I put the paper on, this paper on top of the cardstock because I would get ink on my hands from the edges that show through. There we go. You know what? I don't like all this glitter. And take this wet wipe. Just try to wipe away all this glitter. I'm going to end up with glitter on my face for the rest of the day as it is. My sister hates glitter. She'd be mad if I sent her a card with glitter on it. I got used to it because I worked for Hallmark. And, you know, there's glitter everywhere at Hallmark. Cards, bags, everything has glitter. Oh, I need a pen, or a pin. Oh, by the way, I want to tell you, I figured out how to do the random comment picker so that I can do a giveaway for my 10,000 subscribers. I'm getting close to 11,000 now, but I want to do a giveaway. So I'll be talking about that soon. I have a couple things I have to take care of before I make something for a giveaway. I would like to give away a journal. So there's a little journaling card. I was wondering if I should stamp something on this. I could stamp that little emblem there and see how it looks. Okay, now I only have one belly band in one of the journals. So that's what this is for. I'm not sure what size of the other things I need, but I do want to make stuff with these Gelli Prints. So let's continue on with this one that I cut apart and started. I'll make it 3.5 inches. That should be a good size. I cut off this end because it's got that white corner. These will not be attached to the book. They'll just be in pockets, stuff like that. So if you don't like Gelli Prints, you can just get rid of these if you purchase one of these books. I'm not fond of the black squiggles here because they came out too dark, but I thought maybe if I cut it and there was less of it, it wouldn't be so obtrusive. I think that looks better. I could have added more paint on top of it, but I didn't. I have this border that came with my Bohemian Ladies. This is an Inkadinkado stamp, by the way. Versamark has a black case, so I keep getting it mixed up with my StazOn. There is the gold paint on top, and it's not as porous as the other paint, so I imagine that that ink would smear quite easily if I don't let it dry. Now that looks nice. I'll stamp a flower on it too. One of these days I'm going to take the time to clean the StazOn ink off of my blocks. I clean it with nail polish remover. I'm going to round the corners. Or I could do the deco corner. Let's try that. Ah, is that a thumbprint? No, that's from the painting. Maybe I should just let that dry before I try messing with it too much. That would be the smart thing, Diane. I get so impatient sometimes. Okay, let's do something with this. Let's round the corners first. I'm gonna use the deco corner. This one I'll just stamp on the back. Oh, I forgot. Oh dear. I used a corner punch, but that worked out. I used a corner punch on the colored part, and I just rounded the corner. That one kind of came out funky, but it didn't actually hurt the decorative punch, so that's good. Okay, back to what we were doing. I got distracted. See these stamps I've been using. Those are not the ones. These are the stamps I've been using. I'm going to use this big one. I don't think I used this one in the book because it's so big. I didn't want to take up too much space. But you can journal on the back of this card, so I'm going to stamp this on the front. Maybe a phrase on it too. Beautiful. This stamp says, "May the sun shine upon your shoulders and make you happy." It's March. We're looking for sunshine. It actually is warming up here. It was in the 30s yesterday. Now I'll try punching this one. I'll put "Dance Like Nobody Is Watching" in here. I'm going to let the pretty colors show on the backs. These are nice papers, so they're sturdy enough. And it doesn't bother me to have those colors on the back, and I hope it doesn't bother the recipient. I could add more color. Just try spraying a little blue on here. I think that helps. So I have 4 more to decorate. I haven't even been counting how many I've done. I need to try to do them in groups of 3. Because I have 3 journals. So that makes 7. Maybe I'll just use 6, or maybe I'll have to do 2 more. I have this peacock stamp, but I don't know that it would show up very well on this background. I'm going to try it up in this corner where there's not much going on. Yeah, I like that. Trying to think of words or something to put in there. Looking through my stamps to see what words I have. Not in that bucket. I'm going to use It's Never Too Late to Find Out Who You Want to Be. I'm still trying to figure that out sometimes. I was kind of hoping for something bigger, but this will work. I can use that again because I have 3 journals to put these cards in. Ah, too much ink. Can't even read that. Let's try it here. Sometimes with these clear, more squishy stamps, if you press down too hard, it squishes out the image and makes it not quite so crisp. I'm going to hit it with the heat gun to try to dry up that ink on these glossy gold painted images. Looking for my big journaling stamp. It seems like it shouldn't be hard to find because it's big and it's on a block. But where did I put it? There it is. Ah. Let's set on there a little crooked. Alrighty, now I have 2 of these for each journal and two tags for each journal. And one more thing I want to do is maybe do some fabric collages to put on as tabs. I already sewed the books together, so I'll have to glue the tabs on. I don't want to try to sew while the book is sew on the pages after they're all put together. And I think staple might not go through all the layers, but we'll see. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the rest of these purple tags that I made. I'll find them. Okay, so I'm still going to keep working on getting these journals done this weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.